What is up, everybody? Welcome to Alan's Beers Gaming, and today to be playing some more Magic: The Gathering Arena. Now, since War of the Spark has come out, everybody's been rushing to take and do, homebrew decks, or take and make new decks. And um, I've always played. I've had the most success with Esper decks, and I've made a couple since it's come out. I actually made a couple changes like mono red. Like, here's a mono red that I come up with, and it's so quick and to default until the life gain decks take him out. This right here, he just completely nullifies that whole life gain. So you take and throw a couple lightning strikes and everything of that nature at your opponent, and well, they're none too happy till they can get him off the board. Um, I've got a Esper deck where I've put Hydroid Krasis, and I've got three of them in here, and it's mainly for the simple fact of the matter of you can get life gain, you can get card draw, and a lot of times you take and pull out your opponent's you know, their creature dismissal. You get those out real quick, and that's one counter. That's one dismissal card that's off the board. You don't really have anything other than so that's one thing you ain't got to take and worry about after that. Because a lot of times if they've already taken if they've only got a couple of dismissal cards like cast down or something of that nature, they'll take and use a Vrask of Contempt sometimes, and they can be highly beneficial when you're trying to get out of Teferi or you're trying to get out Kaya. Now, this is the whole deck list, and I've made a couple of changes since War of the Spark. I had two negates, and I took and went with Dovin's Veto just because the spell can't be countered. And that, whenever you're using an Esper deck, you'll throw out a negate. If they've got Sinister Sabotage, it can be highly frustrating if you can't get that negate out, or even if you can't take and get the Absorb. So just having two of the Dovin's Veto can put a damper on things for your opponent. I've got two cast down, take care of creature cards. Expose the Daylight. Now, this comes in handy whenever you're able to take and throw it out. This comes in handy against, let's find it. The Eternal Sun or something like that is the name of it. It's the artifact, the Immortal Sun. Taking care of that with Expose the Daylight, it's just, I'm going to tell you, that right there can be a lifesaver, because in this deck right here, I mean, your two biggest things are your Kaya and your Teferi. Now, Eldest Reborn helps because you can steal some critter cards from them, and you can do lethal damage with it if they've got that Immortal Sun out sometimes. However, your two biggest things are your Kaya. You can take care of the stuff that's in their graveyard so they can't bring it back, and you can also use their ultimate a lot of times to either take and do lethal damage, depending on how much you're able to take and remove, or just for the simple fact of you take and get her, you're able to take and use her 5 or 6 times on her +1, 3 or 4 times on her +1. Well, then you've got 8 or 10 things that's into exile, and then you take and use her ult, and that's more health, so that's keeping you alive longer in the matches. And that's just some things that, especially against an aggro deck, you can't, you can't overstate the effectiveness and how much it can actually help in a match sometimes. I've got 3 Dovin's Acuity for the simple fact of the matter of getting a little bit of card draw, taking and getting some life gain. 3 Absorb, you take and counter some spells, you take and get some life gain. 2 Cryocanarium, and I've been thinking about taking and moving this down to 1 because -2/-2 exiles creatures, and this is real, it comes in handy during the early parts of the games. I've just added Narset. We're about to try this out with Narset. Parter of Veils. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. It's never fun whenever you've got an Esper deck and you go against, or I say it's Esper deck. This is, the white, blue, red's what I associate it with. I haven't been playing Magic for years. I have on and off, but not like heavy. So, but whenever you're playing a deck, and even the Izzet Drake decks, or the decks would Niv Mizzet. Whenever you're each opponent can't draw more than one card each turn. This right here, I think this could be, I think can be a game changing card, and it's only 3 mana. So whatever they've got in their hand, it's not like they can draw out to try to take and find a Vraska Contempt or something like that. So it may be a couple rounds before they can get rid of this. The -2 on this, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card, so a spell from among them, and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. All right, so you got 2 Kaias, you got 3 Mortifies, 3 Vraska's Contempt, and this right here can take care of so much stuff as far as taking care of their Planeswalkers. I try to, if I've got a Dovin's Veto and a Vraska's Contempt in my hand, I try to make sure when I throw out the Vraska's Contempt that I've got the mana, so I can throw out the Vraskas, and if need be, throw out the Dovin's Veto, so I can take care of whatever counterspell they try to throw out. 3 Kaya's Wrath. You got to have these board wipes like this they're necessary, especially against aggro decks. 2 of the Eldest Reborn, you can steal some. I can't tell you how many times I've stolen something like a Carnage Tyrant, only to turn back around whenever it hits the 3 on it to steal the Carnage Tyrant from the graveyard, and three turns later win. 2 Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. This right here says, that's he's been the big bad boss man, other than Nicol Bolas. Then you got Commence the End Game. This is more card draw, and not only do you get card draw, you get a creature, so you can pull out some more removal, or you can hit them a couple times before they remove it, or block with it. Hydroid Krasis, you get life gain, you get card draw, and you get a critter on the board. So I mean, you can't really go wrong with this. Now this has 24 lands. You've got 2 plains, 2 island, 2 swamp, 1 forest, 3 glacials, hallowed fountain, godless shrine, isolated temple, drowned catacomb, foul orchard, woodland cemetery, sunpetal grove, and hinterland harbor. So see if we can't move up a little bit. We're ranked on this one. Now some of these other decks that I've gotten here, we'll take and come back to this after a couple matches, and we'll play the Esper Mill. I'll show you what I've got in it. It's based around Ashiok and Kaya, and I think those two go perfectly together. And we'll just play that in regular play. Now piss on it. We'll take and play it in rank 2. So now, and this is how. Let's see. Alex, what's up, buddy? Hope everything's going good for you, man. Alex, what's up, buddy? Hope everything's going good for you, man. Let me turn the volume down on this. Don't get no bleed through. By the Godless Shrine. Uh-oh. Might be playing a very similar deck. I'm playing a regular Esper. What? Nope. Oh boy. So they've got Chromatic Lantern, so you can add 1 mana of any color. We'll get rid of this Hydroid Krasis. And we'll get rid of Nicol Bolas. That's good, Alex. I was going to try to take and do a live stream this weekend, but I decided to concentrate my efforts on spending some time with the family and coming up with a new game plan as far as the channel concerned. I think what I'm going to start doing is every day I'm going to start streaming at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to stream until about 12 or 1 o'clock, and then be done for the day, except for Saturdays and Sundays, or Fridays and Saturdays. Oh, nope, nope. I didn't want to do that, but oh well. Cancel. Mortify. Get rid of that Dawn of Hope. Do it on, take and do live streams on Friday and Saturday evenings. And that's when I'm going to take and do my panels. And we'll just take and chit chat or whatever. And once I can get my short-term disability check coming in, well, then I can buy some beer and do some more beer reviews on the channel. Been missing doing those. I just haven't had, fighting with this disability stuff has just been a pain in the butt, needless to say.
Let's slow this down.
And get rid of that Teferi real quick. It's one of the reasons why I love the Eldest Reborn. You got to sacrifice their Planeswalker. Their Bolas. Oh my god.
We were gods once. I am one again.
You better watch your back from here on out.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
Oh my goodness. I hate. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I've been trying to figure out something different to take and do for the channel. And it's been, sometimes it doesn't quite work the way I want it to. But I figured out it's going to be a minute before I'm able to take and go back to work. So all I'm doing is basically is just, now I've decided to treat this basically as a job, a business. And I'm probably going to take and move my gaming live streams over to Twitch and
Trust me, we need to move
do the
quickly.
replays here on, and let me turn this volume down on this. Pull the replays over to YouTube, and then I'll take and do it that way. All right, ranked up Platinum Tier 2, but I'm gonna take and move the replays, have the replays on YouTube, take and do my gaming on or my gaming streams on Twitch, because it's easier to make affiliate and start getting, you know, some kind of income or whatever through Twitch. But that's probably what I'm gonna start doing as far as this is concerned, the streaming is concerned. So starting tomorrow, and I did this just because I know somebody like you and some other regular viewers can come through, and so starting tomorrow at 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock every day, I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch, and then later in the day I'll take and move the replays over to YouTube. And like I said, Saturday and Sunday I'm gonna take and do or Friday and Saturdays, 10 o'clock every Friday and Saturday evening, I'm gonna take and do my live streams on YouTube that and do the panels with it. So let me make sure. For whatever reason, it's not showing. There we go. Show my ugly mug. Let's see here. Then we got search for Azcanta. There we go. Pull out the Narset. Make sure they can't take and pull out any more cards than what they need to a turn. They can't draw more than once. So if they got opt or something like that, they can't use it now. Yeah, I like doing it too. It's just the simple fact of the matter being that if it was easier to take and get monetized, or taking if they had a program on YouTube such as like affiliate or something like that, I would take and continue to stream my games on YouTube. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to take and get what I need to as far as YouTube for monetization purposes, or being able to take and make some kind of money on it. So that's the reason why starting tomorrow I'm gonna take and do my live streams on Twitch, unless I can, like I said, unless my money comes in, and then I'll be able to take and actually do I'll be able to there's a website I can go through to do a dual stream for YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and I'll do it that way. But you can make affiliate pretty easily with a little bit of marketing on Twitch. So that's, I don't have money coming in. My wife's the one working right now. I think it'll be a little bit easier for me and the family if I'm able to take and after, let's say I take and do it for like 2 months, and I'm out for that long still, and I have a feeling that it's still gonna be a minute before I can go back to work. If I'm even able to go back to the job that I was actually doing, and that's the big issue. Can I go back to doing what I was doing before this vestibular neuritis hit? Because I still can't even ride in a car and look at the road, much less drive at the moment. And the job that I've got is 90% driving, so I've kind of got to look at all the avenues that I've got available to me, and I think it's just going to be easier for me to take and hit affiliate, and it might just be a little bit of peanut money right now, but anything will help. So that's the reason why I'm going to take and switch it over to Twitch starting tomorrow. I just figured, this being the main channel at this being how I built everything so far, whoever decides to take and come in and watch, if they've got a Twitch account, and they want to follow me over there, that's cool. Like I said, if my money comes in today, there's a website I'm going to be able to take, I can go to where they take and do basically the splitting for Twitch and YouTube, and I'll do that. But I like talking to you too, Alex. I like the fact that I'm able to take and get on here and take and do the stream, and you'll hop on and I'm able to talk to you as well. Thought it's the ferry.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
Yep. Game, set, match. All right, so that's basically I call my Esper Krasis deck. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all. I call it the Esper Mill. This has 2 Kaya's ghost form, but this comes in handy because enchant creature or planeswalker you control. When enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. Got 2 cast downs, 3 Dovin's Vetoes, 4 Thought Collapses, and Thought Collapses take and add more stuff to the graveyard that you can then mill out. 2 Cry the Canarium, 4 Absorb, 2 Kayas, 3 Mortifies, 1 Oath of Kaya. And this comes in handy as well, because not only you get life gain off of it, but you also can get a creature removal with it a lot of times, because it deals 3 damage. So, and it also has an added benefit of whenever an opponent attacks a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, Kaya deals 2 damage to that player and you gain 2 life. So it's further life gain and damage to the opponent. I've got 3 Ashiok Dreamrender, and this right here really, it aggravates the piss out of people, and it's so fun. 2 Vraska's Contempt, 4 Kaya's Wrath, 2 Time Wipes is another board clear to go with Kaya's Wrath, and then I've got, I think it's 26 lands in here, so go ahead and see how we can do with ranked on this one. Couple matches. I got you, Alex. Like I said, hopefully my first check from short-term disability comes in today. I've been fighting that crap for 2 freaking months, man. 2 months. And they told me last week, oh yeah, we'll be cutting a check for you and sending it out on Thursday. And, now whether or not that actually happens is a completely different story. So, I guess I'll find out. And if that's the case, I'll be able to take. If they did, then I'll be able to take and actually stream to both. So that way you won't have to take and miss anything. I'll be on Twitch and I'll be on YouTube at the same time. They're about to hit me in the face for... Get rid of those real quick. Oh, I hate Adonto's Vanguard because it is a pain in the butt trying to get rid of them sometimes. Let's see if they throw anything else out. See if we can't get some life back with some Zorb. There we go. Get rid of it. All right. Now we got half of a chance. Oh, dude, they have been giving me the runaround. It's been a complete pain in my rear end. Like, for real. I mean, I had to basically take and do their job for them, dude. I took and called, I know for the last month, I would call them, then call the doctor's office, and call them, then call the doctor's office. And it was just one thing after another. Oh, no, we haven't received your medical records. We haven't got this. We haven't got that. And it was just like, and the doctor would be telling me, look, we sent your records. And I remember taking and calling having my caseworker call. And she's like, oh, no, let me take and check my... She said, let me check my my faxes and see if your medical records have come in yet. So that told me right there that she wasn't doing her job and checking her faxes. And it was just like, what the fuck you got going on here? What kind of outfit are you running? And it was so frustrating, so frustrating. And I took and called the last time, and I was like, look, let me talk to a manager. Because as it stands right now, I'm getting mana flooded. This sucks. But I was like, let me talk to a manager, because as it stands right now, I'm at the point where I'm about to take and call a lawyer. I paid every week for a whole year to take and receive this in case something happens. Something's happened, and y'all are giving me the runaround. And I got a hold of a manager, and he took and fast tracked everything. Or he says he fast tracked everything. And I got a call the next day, and yeah, I'm about to lose this one. I got a call the very next day talking about, oh yeah, we're cutting you a check. So we'll see how true that is. Hopefully the check will come in today, and if that being the case, I'll be able to take and pay some bills and make it to where I can actually stream on this and YouTube at the same time. I tell you, if you work for a company that has short-term disability, look at the company that they go through, and then look at the reviews online, and then adjust your game plan accordingly. Because I promise you, that's what you have to do. It's a pretty decent starting hand right here. It's just, I'd like to have seen a splash of white, but I can kind of do something with this depending on what the opponent has in their hand. Looks like it's going to be it. Oh, God. I hate this. If it's one of those, I'm not going to be happy.
I wonder what you
And this is the reason why I love Ashiok. You can get rid of 4 of their cards on top of their deck, and there you go.
return where you slumber.
Here. Get the master music up some. Take the voice down some. That crap is so loud. No, it doesn't normally run until after 12 o'clock, so I've still got a minute before it comes in. Get rid of that. Give me some life gain going on. Take a mill 4 more. Now the thing is, can I keep it alive long enough to, or bring out another one long enough to mill out all their Niv Mizzets and their Rows? Because if not, it's going to be a pain in the butt. There goes one of them. You might think, oh, the negative's only 5, but the thing about it, all you can do is minus the loyalty abilities 5 times. But the thing about it is, those 5 times that you take and do it, that's 20 cards. That's 4 cards each time. So that's 20 cards you're taking out of their deck and you're exiling. They can't do anything with them. They can't bring them back from the grave, and they're not bringing them back from exile. That right there, for milling purposes, is exactly what you want. I have to cut out a land or 2 and put in an extra time wipe or an extra Ashiok. I'll probably take and do and pull out put in an extra Ashiok just cause. Oh my goodness. Really? I'm seeing now I've got too much land, I think. That's alright though, because I got enough removal stuff right here that whatever they put on the board. My father-in-law is doing pretty good. He's got he had scans that come back, and they showed that everything's getting smaller. A couple of the spots have gone away, so he's doing real good. It didn't take him long either, and he got himself some. He got himself his disability. So he's got disability coming in. He's got short term. So I mean, he's, things aren't as quite for them as they were, which is real good. Like I said, he's a good man. I mean, he's a real good man. So I'm glad that everything is going like it should. See what else they throw out. They've got that reliquary tower. And all I've got now is removal into enchantment. One thing I hate about playing these decks like this, this being the deck with the beam splitter, and I have a feeling they've got the Wee Dragonaut somewhere possibly where it basically copies. It'll copy your spell, or it'll take in. When it copies your spells like this fellow's deck will, it can get nasty for you real quick if you don't have stuff to get rid of their early game stuff sometimes. They've got no minimum hand size. Lovely. Go ahead, throw something out that you won't have to land a... There we go, Dovin's Veto. I'm about to say, go ahead, throw something out you won't have to land to counter with. Please. Chemister's Insight, draw 2 cards. You know what? Go ahead and draw those 2 cards. No, thank you. You can go somewhere else. But that negativity, we don't need that. I wish they'd give him the option to retire. Where he's working at right now, they haven't given him the option to retire, which is unfortunate because he really needs to. I don't think going back to the that plant that he's working at does him any favors with the lung cancer that he's got. That's fine. Go ahead and get your little one damage in. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got more of these on the way, so. And I still got the stuff that I need to do away with your next spell that you try to bring out. Really? Come on, man. Come on. Stop with these electrostatic fields, please. Alright, that's fine. Bring out the Enigma Drake. Go ahead. Not really concerned with it right now. That's fine. Just I get 2 more health. I ain't worried about it. I'll waste that on you. In the turn. Come on, I need another Ashiok. I mean, what in the world's going on here? They only got 13 cards left anyway, so it's fine. No, thank you. Go somewhere else with that negativity. We don't need that in this world. Looks like they tried making an aggressive deck. An aggressive Izzet deck with this. They got the electrostatic field. They've got the Drakes. They've got a little bit of everything. It seems like this deck, but it, going against the removal, it doesn't really seem like it's doing all that well for them. There we go. We'll get rid of that. And go ahead and put that on there. So you can go ahead and take him out. But it's going to hurt you. Just saying. Oh, I'm not drinking beer. I'm just drinking some Diet Sunkiss. Like I said, if my check comes in today, I'm going to ask the... I'll either wait for the wife to get off of work or ask the in-laws to run me over to the stove, and I'm gonna take and get me some more beer. Go ahead. 1 damage to any target. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead and hit him. He's coming right back. It don't matter. Dog's outside barking in the yard. Anything that moves outside, she hollers at. So. And you already see them thinking like, man, all right, go ahead. Hit me with let me resolve all this. You're going to take and get me for a few. That's to be expected. I'm not worried about it. And then we'll go ahead and do the -1, and we'll get rid of Niv Mizzet too. Bring him back. And that's a whole nother. Oh no, you're done for. That's game, set, match. Thank you. Play again. I like this one. I think Ashiok is an awesome. And we'll go ahead and we'll take and get some packs. We only got 3,000 gold. Well, we're going ahead and see what we get on this one. Ooh. Bouncing Link, Pledge of Unity. Not too bad. Ooh, another Domri. Oh, open this one up. What we get? What we get? Oh man, we got a common. Thank you. I needed one of those. Snare Spinner. It's not too bad. 1-3 with reach. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stop in like an hour, and I'll take and get off of there, get off the game, and I'll take and do a panel and have you on because my sister-in-law is getting kids out of school at 12:30, so or maybe I'll stop at like 11:45 and we'll do it. Like I take and do a panel then. Like I said, my sister-in-law for whatever reason getting the kids out at 12:30, so. I don't know if they've called her into work or something like that, which is very possible, knowing Walmart. So yeah, we can do that, man. Tap target permanent. Smart attack destroy. Okay, it's not too bad. Alright, so now I've got 2 commons, 6 uncommons, 6 rare, and one mythic. Alright, that's not too bad. Might check this. Take this down to 5. Craft all. Get 4 of those. Done. And we'll try it with the 1 fewer land. See if we can get his mana flooded as normal. I'll be honest with you, with the War of the Sparks, this new set that's come out, I'm really not entirely impressed with it. I mean, there's a lot of good cards, but I'm not all that impressed with the overall set. I think the gods that they've come out with, and I think those are all pretty good cards, especially the one in the white deck. That's just holy crap. But as far as like normal, the rest of the cards, I think the Gideon, the Oathsworn's pretty decent. But it costs a hell of a lot. And I think the Liliana's pretty freaking awesome too, to be honest with you. The Dreadhorde General, it's a pretty stout card. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so we're at the same time right now. And I need another black source of mana. What do we got going on here? About to take me hit in the face for way too much. For anybody wondering what that noise is, my wife's telling me to take the trash can, and I've already done that. Yeah, I might have taken, unless I can get another black source of mana pretty quick, like this will be over with quickly. So that's the only bad thing about messing with the lands, because a lot of times you can mess with the lands because you don't think you're getting enough, and it can severely screw you over. So and I know this is just with the color, but still, I mean, No. We don't need that kind of negativity in our lives. Not today. Not today, Satan. We don't need that. Come on, man. Give me something I can use. Hey, Chihuahua. Bam. Thank you. Thank you kindly. Oh, good Lord. I've just stemmed the tide is all I've done. I need another black. Of course, 1/1 with life link. You with all these creature cards, could you please stop, good sir? It'd be greatly appreciated. I doesn't want to die just yet. Go ahead, draw your card. Oh, never mind, you ain't going to. Oh, thank God. Get rid of those. Now it's just a matter of get one more land so I can use an absorb and a thought collapse would, you know, with the next time Kai's Wrath is used. Preferably absorb. That way I can use that card to take and go against whatever they're trying to bring out so I can get me some more life. Alright, so this is going to be... Oh, I'm not sure who I'm playing against. It's random people that you play against on here. Oh, please don't throw out another animal or another creature card. I don't want that right now. Are they going to throw out anything else? Are they going to be that dumb? Didn't matter. Didn't matter. Still got me. That's unfortunate, but, you know, whatever. Let's see here. One cry, another cast down. I'm constantly piddling with this. Just seeing what tweaks I can do to actually make it a little bit better. The synergy is already pretty decent with it, as long as you've got the right color combinations and everything like that. Which I think that's for any deck that you've got the multiple colors with. But I'll take this. about to pull out another land. Let's see here. Need another source of white. Throw the swamp out. No, sir. No, sir. We don't need that kind of negativity in life. It's uncalled for. It's not right. Just go on somewhere with that. Isolated chapel. There we go. Pull out the Otakaya. Get rid of that real quick. Yeah, with these games right here, that's fine. Do 5 damage, butthead. With these games right here, what happens is you're basically matched up against somebody that's in the same ranked tier as you. Like I'm in platinum. This person's in platinum. Really? Please tell me they got 2 lands in their hand. Please. No, it's Banefire, of course. Went down a tier. I was in tier 2, now I'm in tier 3. They're not supposed to have half a day. I don't know if my sister-in-law got called in early because they're supposed to be car riders. I don't know if my sister-in-law got called in early. That'll happen sometimes. Or if she got called in on her day off, that happens as well. So I'm not real sure. But she's checking them out at 12:30, so. Ooh. How can I get this to work better? That's the question. How can I get this to work better? Got 1 1, 2 2s. One, two, three, four, five 3s, and I think that might be part of the problem. I've got that many 3 mana drops, or actually four 3 mana drops. I think that might be part of the problem. Don't want to take that out. That's useful. Don't really want to take that out. Can't take her out. Let's see. How do I make this? Let's see. That's 4 drop, 4 drop, 5 drop. Maybe we'll take these 2 out. Take out one of these. Put in a Thought Eraser. Maybe we'll get a little bit better synergy that way. We'll see. Now they normally have half a day once a month. Now I know Wednesday we've got to take in, I think the wife's going to wind up calling to school because Wednesday the teachers in a lot of the schools around here are going to be walking out in protest of low pay and overcrowded classrooms and stuff like that. So they're expecting, I don't know if they're going to be keeping the schools closed down or. Well, the medicine they give me to calm down my symptoms are Zofran, Valium, and there's another one that I can't remember right offhand. And the problem is they just about an hour after you take them, they just about completely put you to sleep. So there's medicine that calm it down, but it's really not all that great because, well, you wind up going to sleep. And I think for me that's been the more frustrating thing about this is the fact that the medicines basically they give you for your balance issues are the same medicines that you give somebody with motion sickness or with seasickness, and basically all it's going to take and do is put you to sleep. So you're down and out, whether you like it or not, and you already can't half walk or you can't take and your balance is already off. So it's not really all that fun. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and keep that on top. I never understood the concept between stuff like this where it's sacrifice evolving wilds. Search your library for a basic land card. If you just put a basic land card in there, you'd already have the land, so. And they're going to dink and dunk me if I keep letting them. Get rid of that. No thank you. Don't need you drawing any more cards. And whenever you do draw the cards, we're going ahead and get rid of that. That way you can't keep doing it. Alright, go ahead and move that so I can read your card. 2. Wait a minute. That makes no sense. Alright. Whatever. I hate using Vraska's Intempt on something like this, but I've got to get a little bit of the health back. Got to get some life back. I completely agree, but I'll be honest with you. Our teachers around here aren't paid enough for the crap they have to take and put up with. Have to take them out of their own pockets for supplies and things of that nature. So I mean, I disagree with it too, but I completely understand the reasoning behind it. So I don't know if we're going to wind up sending our kids on Monday or on Wednesday, but get rid of that. I hate that where the wilderness reclamation. Oh my goodness. Got an artifact set, which means they've probably got a Karn in there somewhere. Oh my god. Yeah. No, thank you. So I can get some more life, thank you. Don't need that kind of negativity. It sucks that the teachers feel they have to walk out like they're doing. I think for me that's the big thing. It sucks that the teachers feel like they have to take and walk out like that. Um, if they took and put more time and effort in focusing on keeping the good teachers, and instead of and paying teachers enough to where they didn't have to come out of pocket for school supplies, so they can provide in their own classroom and things like that, things would be a lot different, I think. But it's just too many teachers have to take and deal with that, and it sucks for them. Oh my God, I need another land. Are you not going to give me no more land this turn, or what's going on? Give me some land. I hate this. It's called Mana Screw. Oh my goodness. A face of frustration. Yes, please, take it all out. Take me out with just your flyers. Oh, thank God. And yes, I'll pay the 2 life. Piss on it. And watch, they're going to have a counter card right here. And it's going to be game, set, match, you lose the chess game. Thank you. You, sir, are an asshole. Did you know that? Sure, he did know that. That's the reason why he done it. Eek. You win some, you lose some. Still making tweaks to this, so can't complain too awful bad. But I will anyways. Alright, so apparently I need some work on this deck still. Yeah, we wonder why education suffers so bad in this country, but yet we're forcing our teachers to come out of pocket and pay for the items they need, and it's not something that really should be going on at all. Uh, 3. As much as I hate to do this, maybe try it without this, and then add another one of those. No. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it's just not good enough for ranked. I don't know. I think the problem is before I brought it on a live stream, I took and messed with it so much off screen that this is the result. And I'll tell you, daggone, I don't know if it's the same way up there where you're at, but around here, like the school systems, you've got like 2 or 3 school districts around here, or at least not really school districts. You've got like 2 decent school districts around here, but you've got like maybe 3 total good schools in the area, and I'm talking within like a 45-minute drive that are doing phenomenal, while the rest of them around it, they're either marginally successful or they're just awful. And there doesn't really seem to be any kind of in between either. It seems like for all the money that we spend as a country on education, we'd see more returns than what we get, but it's not the case. We seem to take and tout all this money. We're, one of the biggest spenders as far as per capita for education in the world, but yet our schools are consistently falling behind. We're consistently in the, lowest tiers of the industrialized nations of the world, and it's just, there's no sense in it. Well, are you going to attack or what? Seriously. I think the problem is everything starts at a federal level. The schools get funding from the federal level. And really, I think we need to take the federal aspect out of it, because since the federal government's taken over the schools, they've consistently sucked. And I think at the local level is where the education of where they decide what's going to be in the curriculum. I think that's where everything needs to be decided at, because you've got these federal mandates, you've got these federal curriculum, or federal mandates of what has to be taught, and the states come up with a curriculum. And I think locally is where everything needs to happen, and I think parents need to be involved. Yes, we want our kids taught this. No, we don't want our kids taught this. And things that aren't being taught in school, I don't think enough parents are going behind their kids and being like, this is what they're not showing you, this is what they're not teaching you. Yeah, if your kids are in a failing school, you can take them to one that's not failing. The only problem is that you've got kids that are in failing schools, that the next 3 or 4 schools that are next to them are failing as well. And as a parent, you've got to decide then, how wide do you take and go? How far out do you try to take and go? And I understand education is important, but whenever you're, now it's a little bit, now you're taking and talking budgetary considerations whenever you're talking about gas and everything like that. And it's, that's the unfortunate thing around here. Are you going to just use all your timeouts? I mean, I've had to take and go political here on my stream because you're taking so much time. So, I mean, that's the issue around here. And we've also got some charter schools or some magnet schools that are around here. But thank you. Thank you. I mean, you wasted enough time for me. Appreciate it. That's the other thing we got around here is the magnet schools and stuff like that. But there's not, there's not enough of them for, and those do a lot better. But there's not enough of them around here for everybody to be like, oh, I'm gonna send my school there. And a lot of times those schools also have the thing of either a lottery system or they have to be accepted into the school. Whereas in public school, you just enroll your kid there and they go. And while our industry here in the area is growing and jobs are numerous, a lot of times they're not of the type of where, or for a lot of folks, you can find a job and that's not a problem. Sometimes the problem for folks is actually finding housing in the area of that school district that's doing so much better, because a lot of times the housing market in those school districts are double what they are in the area where the school is failing. So, and that's the other bad thing about all that. They're getting shortchanged in more than one ways. So, and the thing about it is, you can't really be upset for the housing prices being as high as they are, and those better neighborhoods, the better school districts, just for the simple fact of the matter being that just for the simple fact of the matter of, a lot of times that's where a lot of the better jobs are, and that's where a lot of the better jobs are is around those schools, and that's one of the reasons why those schools are in where the better markets are. So I mean, it's a catch-22 with all this stuff. I mean, it really is. It sucks because the kids are the one that suffer, but it's what are you gonna do? And somebody, and I understand that a lot of people get upset and they talk about income inequality and stuff like that, but you've got that everywhere you go. I don't give a shit where you're at. Even in these democratic socialist countries, even they have the same issue. They have the same problems of the government takes care of a lot of stuff, but the flip side of that is they're in a lot of the same boats. You've still got people there that are rich, even if they've got 40 and 60% of their money being taken away from them. They're able to take and absorb that blow because they're rich. So you're still gonna have income inequality, whether it's the gap is this big or whether the gap is that big. You're still gonna have it. I don't care where you're at. Even in Africa, where poverty reigns in a lot of these countries, and they've got warlords. Well, the issue is the warlords are able to take and get the power they get because they've made money, and they can even though they stole that money, and they've raised armies by stealing stuff and killing and raping and everything else like that. They got their power and they got their ability from the simple fact of the matter, they have more money. So you've still got income inequality either way you look at it. I'll wait and see what they throw out next. Yeah, you got nothing to get rid of there, do you? Nope. Yeah, you can always homeschool. I was homeschooled for a couple years growing up. Really, the only downside of that is the kids miss the social aspect of school, which, to be honest with these way things going these days, is not entirely a bad thing. Some people might disagree, but I mean, you look at the stuff that's coming out of public schools these days, and the way kids talk these days, and homeschooling is really not that bad of an option. That's if you've got the mindset for it. Now, if you don't have a mindset where you're mentally, you can handle the homeschooling, because it takes a certain breed of person to do the homeschooling. There's no if, and, or but about that. You got to have the mindset for it, because if you don't, well, kids aren't really taking and being given any kind of advantage. Then they're just being homeschooled, and you're using it as a means to make sure they don't fail, but at the same time, you're not really doing them any favors. So, that's the only downside to that. You got to have the mindset, and you got to have the drive to actually take and do it. 'Cause I've seen cases where homeschooling did more harm than it did good. And now, granted, if you're doing it for the right reasons, then you got to take and look at the right curriculum. What do you want the kids to be taught? How do you want to take and do it? There's some really good programs. Abeka is a really good homeschooling program. That's what that's what we used whenever I was growing up, was Abeka, and it's awesome. It goes really a lot more in depth than what even public schools can go into, as far as math is concerned, as far as a lot of the sciences are concerned, as far as English is concerned. Or maybe not English, but yeah, even English, but also especially your history. There's a lot of stuff I learned in history that my nieces and nephews aren't learning today. So I mean, like I said, it all depends on the mindset of the person taking and doing the homeschooling. It also depends on the curriculum. It's like they've got curriculum. They're called paces, and basically the kid goes through at their own pace. The problem with that is you don't get quite the in-depth teaching to really stay on par with their peers, and it really doesn't do them any justice. I mean, you basically have to take and supplement the paces with other stuff to take and add a more in-depth curriculum, at least in my opinion.
Pack your bags and hit the road.
What are you going to do? Ping me for 2? Go ahead. You use Kaya's ult. We'll get rid of that card. Let's see. There we go. All right, get rid of Liliana Dreadhorde. Go ahead and get rid of that. Now, and I should have saved that Mortify, so I could have thrown out a Dovin's Veto when I throw out Vraska's Contempt. Because it's coming. Told you. I think this is going to be the last game, and then I'm going to take and get off of the game, and I'll take and open it up to a panel. What are you going to come out with now? I got to take and get some more cards in my hand. No, thank you. Don't need that kind of negativity hanging around here. Thank you. Yay, some more cards they can take me out with. Let's see here. What do we got going on?
Was that deal with you? I'll be back. I'm gone for now, but not forever.
Anybody watch the NFL draft last week? I took and watched the first round. I watched back half of the second and the third round, and then I took and watched the basically the 6th and 7th rounds. So I missed like 2 or 3 rounds, but I think there's a lot of teams that really improved themselves through the draft. A lot of people are digging on the Giants and David Gettleman, but I think they did a pretty damn good job. You taking a look at... Would you stop with the Death Baron? I mean, seriously. Just stop throwing it out. There's no need for that. I got you. What good beers have you had lately, Alex? I'll tell you the beers I've had recently have all been from they've all been out of New Belgium as one of the variety packs. So one of the mass marketed, which I mean it had Fat Tire in it, and Fat Tire's pretty good, and they had a pretty decent Pilsner and lager in there besides that, but you know it wasn't none of the Voodoo Ranger Hazy IPA sucked, in my opinion, out of it. But, you know, what have you had that's been good lately, man? Because I just haven't had money to take and get beer like I normally do, which sucks. And I tried the mead that I've made. Unfortunately, I think I've had them sitting on my kitchen table. I forgot to take and put them back forgot to put those things back in the closet where the light's always off and it's cooler. So they've been out here, they've been on the kitchen table, and I think too much light, they've oxidized. Marshmallow stout. Now that does sound good. That sounds really good. Let me take and bring this up. Let's see. Go back into this. No. There we go, my live dashboard. Bring this online. Now, am I going to take and get you on here? Well, I don't know if I still have it there, bud. I know you sent it to me the last time I took and went live. Well, see, here's a way I can, because if I take and bring you on right now, you're not going to be on a, it's not going to be so much panel mode. Here's what I'm about to do. I'm going to hop off of this real quick. I'm going to stop the live stream. I'm going to take and go back on live stream. I'm going to take and do it to the live dashboard where I've actually got my whole kit and caboodle set up. And I won't piss on it. Just take and put your email in there. Trying to look at some of the other ones that you've been. Let's see, new conversation. What in the hell? What the fuck? Here we go. What the hell is it's? Well, there you
What's
go.
up, Alan? You did a great job.
How's it going there, buddy?
Good.
I'm
I knew
trying
you'd
to.
figure it out.
For whatever reason, it's not letting me see my own damn camera.
Yeah, I don't see you. I just see your avatar.
Yeah, it's saying for some reason my camera's muted, and I'm trying to.
Well, it can't be muted because you can hear me loud and clear.
No, I'm talking about. It says the camera's muted.
Oh. I don't know, man. That's strange.
I know, big time. Let's see here.
You had this problem before, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
And then you figured it out, and I saw your face.
Let's see here. A lot of times, all I've got to do is, I see it keeps showing.
Keep showing what, Alan?
Oh, it just
Keep showing your avatar. Yeah.
yeah. Well, on screen it shows you, and it shows me down in the bottom right corner because I've got my OBS on. So, and that could be interfering with it too. But so
Oh.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's why. Okay.
So I tell you what I'm about to do. Let me hop off of here. I'm gonna close the call out, and I'm gonna take and actually go live through YouTube itself instead of through 'cause I took and did this all live through my OBS. So I think that's probably what's causing the issue.
Okay.
So we'll do it that way.
You want me to hang up then?
Yeah, you can hang up.
Okay.
All right, man. All right, and I'll be back on in a few minutes for anybody else that's watching.